Alright, everybody. Here's the next part of my updated version of MathewV21688's 3,000 subscriber special for Grapebuy789, in which it's now time to play Hollywood Squares for the NES. And I'm going to be playing for a little bar. Hank Aaron is #1 on the all-time list, and Babe Ruth is second. Who is the third greatest home run hitter of all time? Warren Beatty? Willie Mays. Oh, that was right. Can a potato get pink eye? Only if it watches too much television. No. You fool! Yes, it's caused by a bacteria that is quite common in most soils. According to the Old Testament, on the day God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, was the weather sunny, thundering and lightning, or snowing? It was sunny, but the extended forecast called for floods and plagues. Snowing. Thundering and lightning. True or false? For most people, one foot is larger than the other. And that's the one I usually put in my mouth. False. You fool! True. Why did British miners take canaries with them into the mines? For snacks? To determine the presence of gas? Aww. One of the most talked about new weapons in the U.S. military is something called the stealth bomber, and it can do something no other type of aircraft could do. What? Go $14 billion over budget. It makes almost no noise on takeoff. It can avoid being detected by a radar. Traditionally, what is given on one's 60th wedding anniversary? New teeth. Emeralds. Diamonds. I'll take a while, but when we first found. Secrets way around. According to new government figures, the #1 stolen automobile in the U.S. today is what? In Mexico by now. The Pontiac Firebird. You fool! Do some deer bark? Yes, they're watch deer. They bark when nervous or scared. Yeah. According to the book Understanding Your Pet, when your little puppy has an accident, what should you do? Take away his car keys, lead him to the spot and scold him. You fool! Before he started frying chicken, what did Colonel Sanders do for a living? He designed white suits for Southern gentlemen. He was a tire salesman and greedy. We all know about George Washington's famous wooden teeth, but true or false? His dentist is credited with inventing the first dentist drill. He actually had 2 dentists, Black & Decker. False. You fool! At a very formal dinner, what do you use the little fork for? Goosing the hostess. Salad. It's for the fish. Oysters, lobsters, or gefilte. True or false? According to the World Book, a sitz mark is the impression a skier makes in the snow when he falls. Only if he has pimples. True. You fool! When storing wine, why should you always lay it on its side? So it can rest before dinner. Otherwise it settles and goes fast. So the cork goes fast. I'm gonna try key 3. Key 3 car 1. You can win the car. Nope, go it. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, ballerinas often suffer from weak bones because of too much exercise and too much what? Butterfinger partners, jumping, dieting. When a person is held against his will and he's been kidnapped, when a sailor is held against his will and he's forced to work on a ship, he's been what? A guest star on the Love Boat? Shanghaied. You fool! According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, do most patients prefer their doctor to wear a white jacket? Preferably without the bloodstains. No. Yes. Round 2, coming up. According to Red Book magazine, magazine. Is it better for you to take long hot showers or quick warm showers? Depends on who you're with. Long hot showers. Quick warm showers. That's not a secret square with the holidays in New York. Which of the following is not a real animal? An aardvark, an aardbird, or an aardwolf? That is a very hard question. An aardwolf. An aardbird. And it's a holiday in New York. According to the National Safety Council, what object is most often caught in the throat of most Americans? I find the new tax laws pretty hard to swallow. Toothpicks. Of all the birds in the world, only one has 2 toes. Which is it? The one in the Gucci shoes? The ostrich? I agree. According to sailors' folklore, where is Davy Jones's locker? Can't miss it. It's the one with the old sweat socks. At the bottom of the sea. You fool! You are having problems with floaters. According to the family doctor, who should you see? An eye doctor, a foot doctor, or a psychiatrist? Plumber. A psychiatrist. An eye doctor. Battery. True or false? According to the World Book Encyclopedia, it is estimated that termites cause as much property damage each year in the U.S. as fire does. Is termite a scientific name for the household dog? False. True. Finish this popular rhyme. Monday's child is fair of face, Tuesday's child is full of grace, Wednesday's child is full of woe, Thursday's child has got to go, has far to go. According to the American Optometric Association, the minute you see a dress or suit that you like, what do the pupils of your eyes do? They look for my credit card. They get smaller. In the Bible, who is described as just a man but perfect in his generation? He walked with God. God's caddy? Noah. According to the fashion of the gift consulting service at Macy's in New York, men consider what they wear to the office a statement of their what? Wife. Wealth. Authority. An experienced spelunker will always explore in groups but will never take anything. What do spelunkers explore? Shopping malls. Caves, I agree. According to the World Book, where does mohair come from? From Mo's head. From the alpaca. From a goat. According to USA Today, do most happily married couples tell each other everything? Only those curious about divorce. No, happily married couples trust the upbeat and downplay the negative. I agree. Or 2. That's part 1. Let's take part 2. No. Yeah. Is there a difference between a carpet and a rug? Yes, Howard Cosell would never wear a carpet. Yes, I agree. In 1957, a Russian dog named Laika did something that no other dog or human had ever done before. What? Made a mess on the front steps of the Kremlin and lived. Traveled in space. You fool! True or false? According to the Associated Press, some doctors are now using zippers instead of stitches on surgery patients. In protest, my tailor's doing now doing open heart surgery. False. True. Toward the end of World War II, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin met several times. What famous nickname did they earn? Huffer, Puffer, and Tuffer. The Peacemakers. Nope. The Big Three. When Queen Elizabeth went to China recently, she took her son of it with her. What was it? Beer nuts. Luggage. Who would you see if you were having trouble with your semicircular canal and your cochlea? A urologist? An auto mechanic? And ear doctor. And Australia. The word aloha 4 separate meanings. Greetings, welcome, farewell, and what? Help, I can't swim. Love, I agree. You have just promised to lead a life of obedience, chastity, and poverty. What are you now? Annoyed with your new husband? A monk or a nun? Yep. Would someone ever have any reason to put a mortarboard on his head? Yes, if he was really plastered. Yes, it's such bad. I agree. According to the California Tomato Advisory Board, why is it not a good idea to keep your tomatoes in a plastic bag? They're much harder to slice. They will lose nutrients. It's called daytime sleepiness, and it causes children to fall asleep at school or almost any time. What is the most common cause of daytime sleepiness? Hollywood squares, boring teachers, It's one of the most rigorous exercise events around, and it's called the triathlon. It involves a 112-mile bicycle race, 26.2-mile run, and then for 2.4 miles you regret you ever showed up. Swim. Yep. According to the Old Testament, Jonah lived in the belly of a whale for 3 days. What made the whale spit him out? Whales simply cannot eat kosher food. God commanded it. I agree. According to Self Magazine, once your baby starts walking, you should put off buying shoes until when? They're on sale. He wants to wear them. They're needed for outside protection. According to syndicated columnist and author Miss Manners, have manners become fashionable again? I'm not answering until you say please. Yes. Not really. Can you get anything by trying to mate a pheasant with a chicken? Usually a room full of feathers and some wonderful snapshots. Yes, something called a ficken. According to the book, when your parents grow old, if your 80-year-old mother still scrubs the kitchen floor each day, should you try and get her to stop? Now she's doing a good job. Yes. No. Routine helps the elderly feel safe and secure. Traditionally, something in Mexico lasts for 3 hours. What is it? A trip to the hombre's room? A wedding reception? Yes, it really does anymore. True or false? The famous opera Rigoletto is the story of a one-legged pasta maker who falls in love with a woman with 15 starving children. True, he was blackmailed into it by the kids who already had one leg. True, that's false. Your dinner partner suddenly starts coughing and then says the food went down the wrong way. According to the University of Miami Medical School, what does he mean? He's trying to change the topic of conversation. It went down the trachea instead of the esophagus. Yes. What child-rearing experts agree? The ideal spacing between children is what? About 2 city blocks. 3 to 4 years. I agree. Let's try part 3. You can get it. Oh, keep going. Red roses symbolize passion. White, innocence. Pink, gentility. What do yellow roses indicate? Cat got to them first. Jealousy. In what year was George Washington sworn in as our first president? 1776, 1783, or 1789? The year after Martha made him stop sleeping around. 1789. Who are the only people allowed to enter the sacred city of Mecca? Rabbis? Christians? Muslims? So someone in China, what are oolong and wulong? Basketball stars? High government officials? A survey of retail and organized shows that 42% of all goods stolen from stores were taken by whom? People with the largest shopping bags? Shoplifters. Who was it who uttered the famous words, "These are the times to try men's souls"? Give me a clue. Does he work at the White House? Thomas Paine, the American Revolutionary leader. You fool! According to the new book, the World Book, These people got their name from the Indian word which means eaters of raw meat. What people are they? Chicago Bears, the Japanese, Eskimos. In a survey of nearly 2,000 working men and women, what factor caused the greatest on-the-job stress? Try to think of funny answers to questions like these. Not doing the kind of work they want. Egyptian mummies were found wearing them. The ancient Greeks and Romans wore them. So did the French in the 17th century, who powdered theirs. What were they all wearing? Same underwear for a week? What was first made in Egypt over 3,000 years ago by mixing fruits with nuts and honey? The famous granola pyramids. Candy. You fool! According to Self Magazine, what is the most stressful month of the year? Whichever one lasts longer than your paycheck. December. School. In the United States, we say Merry Christmas. In Spain and Mexico, they say Feliz Navidad. In what country do they say Wesołych Świąt? Any country after 12 eggnogs. Poland. You fool! On an average, for an hour of use which costs you more, your television, air conditioner, or microwave oven? My teenage daughter's phone bills. Air conditioner, microwave oven. True or false? When buying fresh fish, the best way to tell if it is fresh is to stare into its eyes. If it is really fresh, it'll wink back at you. True. Yep. Some names just naturally go together. Sodom and Gomorrah, Cain and Abel, David and who? Letterman, Cleopatra, Bathsheba. 5 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces include the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and what else? American Express, the U.S. Coast Guard. Leading exercise experts agree, before beginning a serious exercise program, the first thing you should always do is what? Up your life insurance. Consult your doctor. Yep. At a most traditional Chinese meal, what's the very last thing you get? The check? Ice cream and a fortune cookie. No! What is the main thing that distinguishes vultures from other large birds of prey? Vultures operate primarily in Hollywood. Vultures are bald. They have no hair on their head. You are in a very important business meeting and your stomach starts to growl. What's the best way to handle this embarrassing situation? Blame it on the guy next to you. Take something sugary such as a piece of hard candy. It was something that tormented the French people for years. So when the revolution came, first thing the people did was to storm the what? Deodorant shops, palace, Bastille, Carrefour. Either this one or the last one. We know what car to go for. According to the National Ski Areas Association, only 2.5 of every 1,000 skiers are what? Illegal aliens. Injured while skiing angry. Automotive experts advise that when buying a car, there's something we should insist on getting that's just as important as the warranty. What? The keys. A test drive. If someone asked you if you were in the mood for a little snooker and you could sense it, what would you end up playing? Hard to get. Billions are cool. According to a study at Wellesley College, is it a good idea to give your child a reward to get him to be creative? $1 million would help toward the first novel, I expect. No. Through the years, people have tried such things as celery necklaces, raw fish, chili peppers, oysters, ice cream, and Tabasco to get rid of a what? Mother-in-law. That's a good one. Headache. Painful. There is still no cure. According to the UCLA Biology Department, what are the building blocks of life? Booze, blondes, and bucks. Blood cells? No. Protein. According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? George Burns' mother? Pandora. She was created by Zeus. President John Adams and his wife Abigail did it longer than any other presidential couple. What? Avoided a scandal. Stayed married longer. Yeah. In the comics and toy world, what is the name of He-Man's beautiful and fabulously developed twin sister? Maria Shriver. Barbarella. No, She-Ra. According to the Arabian Nights, when Ali Baba yelled the magic words "Open Sesame," what opened? Gaddafi's big mouth. The Caliph's castle. Robert's cave. Y'all, Dingy, and Skip are all what? Cousins of Muammar Gaddafi. Types of party game. True or false? Happily married women have stronger immune systems than those with sour marriages. That's why newer cars, more clothes, and two in living help. You fool! According to the legend, the Flying Dutchman had to sail around the world for eternity until he found what? List of groceries his wife sent out to get? A wife was sacrificed in the Who was the first person to walk in space? Edward White, Alexei Leonov, or Yuri Gagarin? Wasn't it Dr. Timothy Leary? Yuri Gagarin. According to the Dictionary of Scriptures and Myths, when you hear the voice of God, you are really hearing what? Memorex? Your conscience. This tip from the pages of Good Housekeeping magazine. You are more likely to experience indigestion and heartburn if you eat a heavy meal within 2 to 3 hours of what? Falling down an elevator shaft. Going to bed. You fool! According to a major Chicago medical center, is it okay to eat fish that has a fresh ocean smell? Only if you're a seal. Yes. Let's go get the car. It's the last one. Got it. Look at that final total. $23,650.